Hello, Galaxy. I'm Chris Pirillo, and like some of you, I'm going to be getting up early tomorrow. Earlier than those who do not live in my neck of the woods, because I have to be up at 5 a.m. in order to properly pre-order an iPhone 13 Pro Max device to be delivered in another week or so. It's been, according to my $20 smartwatch that does everything I need it to do, probably 3 or 4 years since last I pre-ordered an iPhone. I talked about some of the reasons the other day, the primary motivator being ProMotion. That is the killer feature as far as I'm concerned. I will dive deeper into that topic in a future TLDR recording over the next few weeks, quite possibly. And yes, this is TLDR. I'm recording it live while I'm streaming on Twitch right now and clipping it out and then uploading it to YouTube. It's instantaneous. So if you want to know what I'm doing and you want to ask questions, you can ask on YouTube, sure, but I'm live on Twitch every night at 6 p.m. So I thought tonight I would dive into some of the possibilities with the iPhone. At least as far as I can see, I'm not going to be switching to the iPhone over an Android device. I'm not even sure what Android device I'm going to be using in the coming months. I have been using, some of you were asking, hey, what was the Android device that we were using? I'm like, who cares? Okay, if you care that much, it's a Samsung Galaxy Ultra S21 Pro Premium Plus Platinum model, and it's been fine. It's kind of Samsung-y, though. Hello, it's made by Samsung. But what I'm saying is the software is just kind of bloated. And I'm going to make a point on that. So if you're thinking, oh yeah, that's why you go Apple, well, hold your horses a bit. I want to talk about how the iPhone could win me back after using the Pixel, after using a Samsung device and largely de-Samsunging it, and even screwing it up to the point where I had to reinstall everything and get everything back up and running again, and still not sure if it's something that I want to be using over a period of time. I'm team nobody for whatever it's worth. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. So I'm gonna put Apple back on the table, even though I've been dealing with iOS and iPadOS near daily. Well, if not daily, I've been taking a closer look at iOS 15 on my iPhone 8 Plus, and still don't like it. It's not really efficient or as efficient as Android has been for me in everything that I've used Android for, and many people do, and the Google services, etc. But I was making mention of the fact that, you know, the Samsung has a lot of bloat. A lot of Samsung stuff they just kind of shove in your face, and there's only so much you can do to, you know, eliminate, you know, it from being, in your face all the time. And I'm saying that because it's gotten to the point where it's annoying. And in using iOS on my Apple device, because it's the only way you can use iOS, there's a lot of Apple bloat, a lot of Apple crap that's getting shoved in my face that I don't want, I don't use. I don't have everything that Apple produces, and I don't want everything Apple produces. Like AirPods, don't care. Apple TV, yeah, I kind of moved on from that. Like, there are a few things that is like saying, hey, Apple this, Apple that, Apple the other thing. Apple TV Plus, absolutely, sign me up. And I could use any device to watch that stuff. But, like, the other Apple things, I get it. But at the same time, that's not really my interest anymore. So I see Apple as becoming as bloated as Samsung with Android. No joke. I'm not exaggerating. I'm just telling you, like, oh, I'm never going to use that. Why would I use that? And then they're going to be doing something called SharePlay. I think that's what it's called, where, like, you can tell your friends, like, what you're watching or have them watch something with you. Okay, maybe you want to do that. I cannot conceive of a time in my life that I'll ever want to do that. Ever, with anybody. No. So there's a lot of stuff iOS has to offer that I'm not so sure about. So I kind of put Apple in the same camp as Samsung at this point. So for iOS, or the iPhone 13, to basically win me back, I have to find that the iOS experience is better on the newer device, thanks to ProMotion by and large. Forget the actual speed of the processor or how much RAM is in it. Like, ProMotion is going to make or break it, as far as I'm concerned. Is it as fluid as I need it to be? Is it more fluid than what I've experienced on a relatively fluid Samsung device? And I'll even go as far as to say that Android 12, the final beta on a Pixel 4 XL, is smoother than Android 11 was. I'm not happy with many decisions Google's been making with the Pixel software. If you want to hear me talk about that, I'd be happy to make a different video on it. But either way, I'm paying attention to software. And so if I find in using it thinking that, yeah, I could try using this for a week and to see if it fits, or if I'm just ready to drop it, use it as a camera on the live stream and move on with life. We'll see. So a lot of that kind of ties into how much extraneous crap Apple continues to throw, how much slop and chop I still continue to see, despite, the speed differences and variations. If the camera output, forget the camera, forget the lenses, the output is just as good, if not better, than what a Pixel can provide and has provided. The Pixel camera is astounding. Like, I get, virtually no motion blur on a Pixel camera where other cameras typically fail. That lag, right? The blur of a moving shot, especially if you have a kid. Is it less frustrating to use compared to my iPhone 8 Plus? So is the iPhone 13 Pro Max easier to use or less frustrating to use than my old iPhone 8 Plus? That's the question I'm going to ask. I'm going to compare apples to apples in that context, because I can't say that I would easily drop an Android device to go to an iOS device at this stage, knowing full well that the notch is there, as well as that gigantic turd bar, which you can turn off in certain Android variations like the ones that Samsung offer. But does it get in my way? Does it annoy me, right? The notch, not happy about it. Don't think I'm going to like it. Don't think that it's something that I want. I really want Apple to move past this point in history. Have been wanting that ever since they first announced it, and I thought, why are you making this? But forget about how many sold. I don't care how many. If I walk into a coffee shop and if I want an espresso and I see that they've already sold a lot of espressos, oh, that must mean that must mean that I don't need to get an espresso. They've already sold enough. Who cares how many other people buy espressos? I want the espresso. I don't care how many other people do, right? So I don't care how many units necessarily move. I need something that works for me. So I'm constantly watching, constantly looking, constantly not on anybody's team. I'm team nobody, okay? Because I don't care where it comes from, how it's made, if it's best in class. And I haven't seen that at a distance, but willing to try it at this point, because I've been using an iPad throughout the day for the past couple of years. I have been using the iPhone, as I mentioned the other day, in conjunction with desktop software to allow it to be mounted as a webcam. So I know I can find a use case for it. But in terms of me being won back to the iPhone, to iOS, courtesy of this new iPhone, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, those are the things that would need to happen. That's what needs to take place. Like, I have to feel it. I have to not feel the frustration that I still feel with iOS and iPadOS, those pinches, to know that it would be something that wouldn't be a step backwards from what it was that I have been using. Keep in mind, I don't know if Samsung's making the right decisions with software. Forget the bloat for a second. I also know that Google hasn't been making the right decisions with its Pixel software that they could so easily address. If they do, I don't know. But right now, I'm in play. I feel like I've been in play for the past several years. I have not found one company, one device, one product, one operating system, I haven't found one. So I'm swimming in all of them, baby. Like, I'm everywhere. I have to. I'm trying to find somewhere to just not settle. That's the wrong word. But in many ways, just to find myself where I'm not constantly thinking, there is something better than this. There has to be something better than that which I am using right now. I'm in constant search for a better user experience, and I haven't seen it. Because tech is a race that never ends, right? Just because it worked last year doesn't mean it works this year, right? Just because it worked for you 10 years ago doesn't mean it still works for you today. That's the wrong way to think about it. Remember, this is not a religion, okay? I genuinely don't care if you like espresso or not, right? I love espresso. Can't drink it anymore because apparently there's something going on with my body. This happened a couple months ago. If you were watching the Twitch live broadcast at 6 p.m. Pacific every night, you would know I've been off coffee for a while. Can you believe it? So anyway, you can join me tomorrow morning right around 5 a.m. I'm going to be streaming live on Twitch. It'll be a 2-broadcast day on Twitch. In pre-ordering the iPhone. It'll be a very short broadcast, but join me. What else are you going to do? Because you're probably going to be pre-ordering too. I know you're going to be up. Are you? Well, I'll see you there.